Oh my god. Your girl got her lips done yesterday. Even though I'm supposed to do it for my lips, I feel like putting ice on your face first thing in the morning is really nice. Like, I'm just like waking the fuck up right now. I know a lot of people have like controversial opinions about getting work done, like getting your lips done, just staying all natural. And I almost didn't do it because I cared more about what people would think than what I want. My mom has really plump lips. My sister has plump lips. I got my dad's lips because he has thinner lips. And I'm like, okay, if my mom and sister get to have them, that means they're gonna look good on me too. I just got the other end of the chromosome and that's completely fine. So in my head I was like, okay, let me just go give it a try. And then if I don't like it, you know, just don't do it again or dissolve it, I guess. Because I know like they say migrates and whatever. And honestly, like I was really just trying to justify my decision and not make it seem like I hated the way I look so much that I had to get my lips done. It's more like, okay, I just want to enhance my lips and do something with them because I love plum lips and I think they really can make or break the face. Because I feel it when I do like my lip liner and my lip gloss versus without, and I'm like, wow, that just made such a big difference. Don't get me wrong, as someone who makes content, I stare at myself a lot, and as much as I try not to like be so self-critical and, you know, not stare at myself so much and pick up myself all the time, it's kind of hard. It's easier said than done to be like, don't judge yourself, love yourself unconditionally, when we live in a world that literally judges and, you know, picks at every single little thing. People always have something to say. I always have something to say about myself. And people, if someone is really judgy, it's probably just a projection of how judgmental they are of themselves. So in their head, it's okay to judge people so much, but keep in mind they're probably judging themselves just as much. We're just brainwashed aliens, and we're just trained to think a certain way and want certain things. I want to look like this, I want to look like that, until you take a step back and I'm like, wow, we've literally just been conditioned to hate everything about ourselves and fit a little box, and everyone has to look the same. Like if you look especially in the Middle East, like everyone gets a lot of work done there and they all look the same. Like they all end up looking like the same person because they get so many procedures to fit like certain features in their jaw and their cheeks and their nose and eyes, and they change all the shapes to end up looking like the same freaking person. I'm like, that defeats the purpose, you know? Everyone has unique features that make them special and you should keep them. Obviously I'm not against getting work done, but if it gets to a point where you don't recognize the person anymore and they look completely different, that's when I'm like, okay, this is not okay. You cannot do that to people, or people should not do that to themselves. Because I feel like it's gonna create such a distortion between themselves. Like if you've looked the same face and, you know, that's what you look like for most of your life, and then all of a sudden you look like a different person, I feel like I would start dissociating and be like, hello, what's up? Do you guys do that? Am I crazy? I don't want to get to the point where I'm questioning my decisions. You guys are just like watching me crash out or just question my decisions right now. I always say don't touch your phones first thing in the morning. And first email I get is like, do you want to join the Illuminati Brotherhood? Instead of doing fancy aesthetic edits, I'm literally just going to take you guys with me. Like, I don't see the point in cutting my clips and pretending like I didn't just walk out of my room to here and making it look pretty. Like, yes, I just walked to my kitchen. Wait, actually I need the light. Too bright. I feel like today's theme is gonna be talking about how to be your own person and not fitting into a box, because I feel like even with my content, I see, stop licking my feet. I feel like with content, or sometimes even with me, I tend to try to see what other people are doing, like how they're editing, instead of just doing what feels right. And to me, I'm very spontaneous and I just don't have a filter, and I don't want to spend time cutting and editing. Like, I think it's cool. I'm not good enough at it, so I'm trying to justify why I don't like doing it, but I just think it takes time. And I think we all know when we watch the edit, we know that the person walked out of their room to the kitchen, so I don't see the point in doing the edit aside from entertainment purposes and just dopamine hits. Yeah, I'm still trying to find my style with vlogging. I think it involves a lot of yap. I know I haven't yapped enough yet. In a way, I haven't really been showing all of me on this channel. Like, even on social media, I've been hiding parts of me, keeping them private. Not a bad thing, to be honest, because even in person, some people just call me woo-woo when I show that side of me. So in a way, I'm scared to show it on camera because I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm woo-woo, but at the same time, I'm woo-woo for a reason. It's not because I just decided to be woo-woo. I just love being woo-woo, and it makes me feel alive and excited to live, and I feel like it just makes life more exciting and more meaningful for me. So it's not like I choose to be woo-woo because I want to be woo-woo. It's just woo-woo is the way for me. This literally feels like I'm coming out. Guys, I have tarot decks. I have tarot decks, and I'm a witch. Oh, spirits, please give me the message for the highest good of all. Be careful when you listen to those tarot readings. A lot of them are just actually woo-woo. Most of them are just scams, okay? Like, really, the goal in life is to get to a point where you don't need to listen to someone else's opinions or predictions on what's going to happen, because you're just living in the moment and listen to your intuition, and you don't need to know what's going to happen next, or how this person feels. I think we should be able to discern and decide who fits in our lives, how we feel about someone, ourselves. And getting a tarot reader helps for maybe some clarity, but I don't agree, like, not agree, but I wouldn't encourage you guys to always watch tarot readings. It's an addiction. Okay, I'm gonna make something quick to eat, and then I really want to go on a sunrise walk so I can clear my head. I've honestly, like, just really been pushing myself to do things I never thought I would be doing. Is this lighting shit? I can't tell. Let me turn on the other lighting. No, I just think this world is more magical than people think. Like, I'm a very, you know, like, science-based girly. I believe in science hardcore, but at the same time I feel like it's a very limited view on the world, because it kind of just, like, if you only think about science, you're kind of like missing out on the what ifs. Like, science is really just a theory, or any science theory is like true until proven wrong, or I don't know how that works. I should know this. I would say, like, even in other stuff that people consider to be pseudoscience, like astrology, for example, there's no harm in, like, exploring and dabbling with it, because it's not like it's gonna control your life. Jenna, honey boo, I know. No one's blowing up my phone like that ever. Wow. Just to let you know what I'm eating, I'm doing rice cakes with cottage cheese and smoked salmon and honey. I don't know if I'm supposed to be eating crunchy stuff because my lips low-key hurt. As much as I love posting what I eat in a days, this is only for inspiration, so eating like me is not gonna make you look like me, okay? Everyone's needs are different, but it's kind of like the principles behind things. So having the rice cakes for carbs, but I don't want something too heavy because I'm gonna work out. Cottage cheese and salmon are for the protein, and honey is for flavor and extra carbs. I try to be intentional with everything I put on my plate, but not everything has to have intention. Sometimes it's okay to just want something to taste good. Someone is literally racing right now. I can hear them. Anyways. So I've been into journaling. I think I already talked about this, but I'm gonna do something different because I usually journal and then walk. There's so much going on up here, that's why I'm yapping so much. Even if I sat down and journal, I'm gonna have so much energy in me that I need to get it out physically and just clear my head. And I like to just get some fresh air and see the sun and ground myself, and then we'll journal. Wow, look at how pretty. I just love the sound of construction every morning. Really helps me clear the noise in my head. I was just thinking, like, the secret to happiness is really to stop giving a fuck about what people think. Because the first thing I thought before grabbing this camera is like, oh my god, what are people gonna think if they see me holding this thing in my hand and just talking to myself on the streets? And I'm like, okay, and I feel like a lot of people base their decisions on what someone else is gonna think or what someone else told them. Because if you think about it, from the moment you were born, they tell you exactly how your life's supposed to be. You're a baby, you go to school, you get a job, you get married, you have kids, and you keep it going. Why is someone else deciding for me what I should be doing in my life? Never really clicked for me, even ever since I was a kid, and I kind of felt like a black sheep. Like, I went to school and I got really good grades, and the thing is, like, I was doing school and I was doing really good in school for my parents' approval. I genuinely just didn't even give a shit about school, and I realized that later on. I was like, I never cared about my grades. And I'm not trying to sound like cocky or anything, but school came easy to me. I didn't have to try that hard to get good grades. So to me, it was just checking another box for my parents, because they only cared about my grades. And to them, I was a perfect kid and I had to get good grades. So to me, I felt so empty when the day came and I was like, okay, what university do you want to go to? What degree do I want to get? And I'm like, I had no idea, because for my whole life I never made my own decisions, and I never sat down to think, what does Kenza want? Not what her mom wants, not what her dad wants, not what her not what her family wants her to do. What do I want? And I got so stuck. And I even made my decision based on what my friends are doing. And I was asking them, what are you guys doing? And I decided to do computer science and math because my friends decided to do that, because it's like, it's in demand. So I didn't do it because I wanted to do it. Obviously I didn't stick with it because I'm here talking to you and vlogging this shit.
So yeah, I was just like literally saying how most people like make their decisions based on other people's opinions, what you should be doing from the moment you're born. They tell you like you have to do this, this, and then that. And I feel like that's what I've been doing my whole life until at a certain point I got so sad and just felt so misaligned that it started showing in my mental health. And I was like, okay, I have to do something about this. Cause I know like a lot of you guys ask me, Kenza, how do you do it? Like, how do you get into fitness? And people don't believe me when I tell them it was low key all just an accident. And like, I didn't plan for anything to happen. And I think that's the beauty of life. Like we try to control everything and make everything so predictable. Like we have a 7-day week, Monday, Tuesday, you kind of know like what to expect on the weekend. You kind of know what to expect on a Monday morning. It's the same stuff over and over again, that we kind of lose the beauty of just that spontaneity or letting life just unfold in front of you. And you have to like, and you try to control everything. And I feel like that's how we're all living. And I feel like once you detach yourself so much from the outcome and trying to control everything, and obviously take risk and step out of your comfort zone, that's when the most beautiful things happen to me in life, at least. Like I decided to step out of my comfort zone and try something new, and it paid off. When it comes to school, as much as I want to believe like, yeah, it's your space to explore and find what you like, in the end, it really isn't, because I feel like a lot of people don't do well in school for a reason. I don't think school is for everyone. School is great. Go to school, kids. Go learn. Like learning is great, but I don't agree with the type of learning we're doing, or certain things we're learning in school and certain things we're not learning in school. A good example for me is even when I was in school, I was really passionate about drawing anime. Like when I'm out of school, I spend all my time doing it. And I feel like when you're a kid, you get glimpses of things you're truly good at. Like think about what you spent all your time doing. I spent so much time watching gymnastics as a kid. Like I want to do gymnastics so bad, but I didn't end up doing it. I watch a lot of sports, but especially gymnastics and like Olympic, like competition, like gymnastic competitions. And I was just like trying to manifest so hard I could get into it. And then I was really into anime. I was really into visual, like just design or drawing, just doing visual stuff. And then I even started a YouTube channel when I was like only 12, 13. So deep down as a kid, you have to like remember your inner child and think about the stuff you genuinely like doing. And then me as an adult now, I kind of combine both. Like I'm doing social media, which is something I've always liked doing. I was just sharing my drawings instead. I've always liked creating, but now I'm just doing something that combines both. And I think you just do the same stuff when it comes to what you want to figure out what you're good at and then combine both. And then somehow you can just start monetizing that. Like there's always like this awkward silence every time someone walks by, because I'm like, I'm literally just yapping to myself in the park, but it's fine. I also really like this spot because it feels like a little garden. Or like a little, I don't know, I feel like I'm in a little mini jungle in the middle of the city, which I really, really like. And obviously it's easier said than done because we live in a world where you have to make money to survive. Like they make you think you're free, but you're not. You have to buy your way into freedom. I had to buy my way into the freedom I have now by making money. And after all, I'm not fully free. I still have to work. I still have commitments, responsibilities, and I love what I do. I'm not complaining. I'm not saying life is supposed to be easy, but there's an illusion of freedom, but we're not as free as you think. Most people are slaves to their jobs. Most people, like jobs control most people's lives. And I say this because I work with clients who work 9 to 5s and their job controls their life. They don't even have time to take care of themselves. And this is where I come in. I'm like, I have to teach people how to take care of themselves. And obviously it's a lot. It's more like, let's say you're working a job and you have kids. You can't take care of the kids, so you have to put them in daycare. Same thing with you. You have a job. You can't even take care of yourself. Maybe you have to hire me to help you take that stress off your plate. Like, maybe like showing you how to eat, showing you how to move your body, do something for yourself to take care of yourself. Because if you really want to take care of others, you should take care of yourself first. Like you are the foundation to everything. So don't expect yourself to have capacity to take care of everything around you if you're not even paying attention to yourself. And that's the biggest mistake people make, especially when they have jobs or kids. They forget about themselves. And I'm like, what? But how are you supposed to like be your best version if you're not even paying attention to yourself? And your kids look up to you too. So just keep that in mind. All these people running are just making me jealous because my shins have been hurting, so I can't run. But speaking of kids, I was actually the quiet kid. Like I didn't talk much. I was always in observation mode, mostly because I don't know how to explain this. Remember like the concept of aliens? Ever since I was a kid, I've always been so curious about life. Like even when I'm walking into something I've been to before, I always like to observe and learn because I feel like there's always something to learn about it, even though you think you know everything. Think about when you're like back when you were a kid, you get excited over the small things because everything is so new. Like you're the alien, you're exploring, you're learning, you're like, wow. And I feel like things kind of lose that meaning or excitement when you put a label on it. So for example, I lived in Qatar and it was really dry. We had no rain. And then I went to visit my grandma and I saw an umbrella for the first time. I've never seen one. And I started screaming. I was like, Mom, what is this? Like, but it's an umbrella. So like, you guys are like, yeah, chill. It's just an umbrella. But to me, I'm like, it's something I've never seen before. And once you put that label or the name on it, you lose the excitement because every time you see an umbrella, you know what that is. You're like, oh, it's just an umbrella. And I feel like we do that to everything in life, even ourselves. We kind of like even lose sight of how unique we are, and like the probability of us existing, or even you as a human being existing, is like 1 in 400 trillion apparently. Just because think about everything, all the events that had to align, like your ancestors had to survive so many things like famine, plague, war, the right people had to meet and survive, and then you had to make it to this point, and the sperm and egg had to combine in a unique way to make you the person you are, and then you take it for granted and you complain about it. So like, just learn to appreciate the little things like you did when you were a kid. People told you need a big car or a bigger house, but let's be real, all we cared about was playing and having fun. Hey. Hi, baby. I feel like I'm just low-key having an existential crisis today, because whatever I was thinking about, I was like, okay, well, my whole life I've been doing stuff to please other people or do it because I felt that I had to do it in a way, like I just owed it to people or to myself to do it. And now I'm like, okay, what do I really want to do? Now I'm like starting to question my own intentions and what I'm doing, and like, is it really to serve myself or other people, please other people? We just live in a world that focuses so much on the physical and what's in front of you. If you can't see it, it doesn't matter type thing. I'm not like that. I feel like there's so much that you can't see that really plays a big part in everything you see. So even like the body and mind, I feel like we're just so focused on our bodies, what it looks like. We hyper focus on little imperfections and the flaws, and I woke up like this, I'm bloated, and we want to change everything about what we look like. But then what about the inside? I feel like people don't realize how the body and mind are so connected, but I feel like we've never been so disconnected with the body and mind. Or like the body and mind, we treat them like as two separate entities, but at the same time, your mind dictates what happens in the real world. Like your thoughts are way more powerful than you think, and I feel like we don't pay enough attention to our own thoughts. And a lot of people just end up living on autopilot, and that's how people make poor decisions and live in misalignment. They don't end up doing what they're meant to be doing because they never listen to themselves. They never sat down with themselves to figure out, what do I want? What matters to me? Just feeling more connected to your true self and what you want to do on this earth. And I figured like what I want to do on this earth is share what I've learned about myself and how to build like a healthy relationship with myself, with food, nutrition, and help you guys do the same. Like in a way, my program is called Strong Mind, Strong Body, because I'm telling you, if you're signing up, you're gonna think we're just doing body recomposition and, you know, getting that fat booty and snatch waist. But we're gonna be doing a lot of work on your brain. Like you're literally gonna have to rewire your brain in the way you think and approach things, and the way you see yourself, and the way you make decisions every day. And that's how you make a lifestyle change. Like it all starts with the mind. Your body's a manifestation of your habits are a manifestation of your thoughts. If you want to change your body, you need to change your thoughts. So your body and mind are so connected. And there's even this book called The Body Keeps the Score. So people don't realize how, like, when you live under chronic stress, your body's gonna manifest that somehow in the future. So you might think you're fine now, but deep down your body's like struggling to survive. It's gonna keep score of all that stress, and then it's gonna show up as illness. Or they even said like even cancer. They interviewed a bunch of people who recently got diagnosed with cancer, and they say it's just like they interviewed them, and it turns out a lot of them went through really stressful events or traumatic events before getting diagnosed. I'm not saying genetics don't play a role, but I do think that stress management and your nervous system play a big role in everything. Like regulating your nervous system is not talked about enough, and I think it's been talked about more. And I'm glad it's being talked about more recently, because I've been paying more attention to how my nervous system affects me, and how certain people affect my nervous system, how certain environments. And honestly, I don't care how much history we have. If I notice someone, even family, disturbs my peace, or I feel like my nervous system gets, you know, reactive around them, it's not like I'm gonna distance myself, but that means there's something I need to heal, there's something I need to work on. So I'm just saying, like, learn how to sit with yourself and truly ask yourself the hard questions, because a lot of people struggle with that. And I see it even with my client check-ins. When I check in with them, a lot of people are not able to sit and even look at their own pictures, and I'm like, are you that scared of yourself? Like you're not even able to face your own pictures? And the thing is, pictures are not supposed to judge you. you know, it's just what you look like. That's your body. You need to accept it. Like, avoiding it is not going to fix it. You need to be able to face it and ask yourself, what is making me unhappy? Just because it doesn't mean your expectation, it's not the end of the world. It's honestly a weakness not being able to, you know, face the truth in what's been really bothering you or something you're unhappy about. The strength comes in facing the things you know you need to work on, and stop running away from it. Stop procrastinating and saying, I'm going to start next Monday. That's just fear talking. You're just scared. Like, for me, if you ask me how did I start this journey, I just stopped giving a fuck. And honestly, COVID really helped. Like, so I stopped giving a fuck what people think about me. I started posting. I started doing stuff that makes me happy because I had more time. This is what happens when you stop giving a fuck about what people think, start doing stuff that actually make you happy, and just honestly, like, do stuff that genuinely help people and help raise the vibration of this earth. Because I feel like a lot of people out there are just, you know, putting out a lot of toxic shit and mindsets, and just, they have really bad motives. And I see it in the fitness industry, and I'm like, why are you feeding into it and making it so much harder for people when fitness and wellness is supposed to make your life better, supposed to make you feel good in your body, in your mind? And I feel like a lot of people are just ruining that. Hey, it's Kenza, and I'm here to make fitness fun and simple for you guys. Obviously, not everything is going to be fun and simple. It depends on what your definition of fun is, because for me, fun is literally doing a high rocks race. I like to do hard shit. I feel like we live in a world that loves convenience. Everything is so convenient. Everything is just so handed to you, and you don't, like, yes, you have to work for it in a way, but in a way, we have so much handed to us. Like food, you just go into a grocery store and grab it. Like, you have your phone, you have access to more information than you've ever had, and you're still wondering how to grow a booty. Just sit down and look it up, do some research. That's the problem. Y'all are actually lazy. You say you want something, but you're not willing to do the work to get it. I'm sorry to say it, you say you want it, but you're not willing to do the work to get it, or you don't have what it takes to get the work done. Stop being scared. It's okay to be scared. That means you have to get uncomfortable and not feel safe anymore in your own little bubble. Would you rather just stay stuck in that little bubble? Do something about it, because you never know what's out there for you. Like, if I just got stuck in my little bubble back in COVID lockdown and cried myself to bed every night, I wouldn't be here today. I had to, you know, do something about it. I had to step out of my comfort zone and do something about it. Nobody is here to save you. This is your life. You need to lead your own life. You need to start making decisions for you. Stop waiting for someone else to save you or make that decision for you. Like, even today I was trying to cross the street and the light was like red for pedestrians, and like there was no cars, and I sensed that the people were just waiting for someone to go, and I just went for it. And as soon as I went, everyone else did, and I'm like, stop waiting for someone else to give you the push and tell you to go do it. Like, obviously it's nice to have a support system, but don't rely on people to tell you what to do or give you like the green light. Just go for it. Leave the crowd. You don't have to follow the crowd in everything you do, and that's completely fine. Like, obviously it's gonna be lonely. It gets lonely sometimes, but I was just thinking about it. I was like, okay, I feel lonely in what I do and whatsoever, but we have a tool called social media, and I can, for the first time in history, we can literally touch millions of people off of one video. I made one video, and that set my career, and it touched millions of people talking about how to lose stubborn belly fat. Like, really? I was in a little town called Strathroy. I filmed it on my little phone and just sat on my bed, and I reached 1 million people. Like, that's just mind-boggling. If I can't find the people that really get me, or I get them and I feel lonely in the real world, we still have social media, and I can still create a community of like-minded people. So when I say this stuff that might sound woo-woo to other people, I don't give a fuck if you think it's woo-woo. I don't. And maybe at some point I was in your shoes and I thought this was woo-woo, but then at some point you're gonna be like, oh, I see what she means. Like, I can keep saying and yapping away all this stuff about mindset and how to see the world, and you know what I mean? It's beyond the physical, but I can't really, like, you have to get to a certain point where you just tune in and get it yourself. That was my existential crisis. Not really. I kind of just had to get that out of me, but now I'm ready and feeling inspired because I need to. So I have two types of content: this long form content where I yap away for hours if I really wanted to, and then the short form content that you have to make look pretty. For like TikTok and Instagram, it's like a different approach. People appreciate aesthetic, and people literally have the attention span of a fish on TikTok and Instagram, so you have to take that into consideration when you make your content. So you have to have a good hook. It has to be like aesthetically pleasing, or be funny, or be attractive, whatever it is. But then on YouTube, I love you guys because I feel like I can just be myself, and you guys are here by choice. Like, I didn't force you to come here. You clicked on my video because you chose to. So it's either you like what I'm talking about, or if you don't like, you can just stop watching and, you know, scroll away. And I like that. I really like YouTube because I feel like I can just be myself around you guys and tell you whatever. And my mind is, in case you couldn't tell, my mind doesn't shut the fuck up. And I feel like getting this out in the camera helps me too. It's like my journal. YouTube is really just my journal, y'all. This is my diaries. I'm an open book, and I hope you guys can do the same with yourself. It is currently 10 a.m. I know I said I'm gonna like do a workout or content session with Jenna, but I'm 2 days out of my period, and if you guys like don't track your period, please start tracking it, because as soon as you find out, you go through different phases like follicular and luteal, everything is gonna click and make so much more sense. Like, why the fuck am I so angry, emotional, and thinking about stuff that happened 2 years ago, and it's literally just making me cry. Like, I wake up and I'm like, I hate the world, I don't want to do anything, I just want to rot in bed all day. I'm just like so heavy. I feel like I have to like drag myself across the room, and that's simply because there's something called luteal phase. Your energy levels are going to be low, and your body's getting prepared to shed on your period. So I'm going to listen to my body, and I'm not going to work out today. I'm going to take it easy and do something low intensity like walking. I was gonna do like a full-on like powerlifting upper body workout, but I'm like, ain't no way I'm doing that. And this is not me being lazy, this is me listening to my body. There's a fine line between being lazy and actually listening to your body, because sometimes if you listen to it too much, you might just stay in bed all day. That's not what I'm trying to say, okay? Instead, I'm gonna make this a rest day, but I'm still gonna be taking care of myself, because the piece of content I just made on my reels, it's talking about my 5 a.m. routine and why I wake up so early, because I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, you're so psycho for waking up early, so like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, it's not because I want to be better or just flex on you guys. You're like,
wake up at 5 a.m.
Because I feel like there's like, by default, when you see someone waking up at 5, you feel like they're doing better than you. You feel like you're missing out because you're not waking up at 5, but the point is you don't have to wake up at 5 to be successful. It doesn't guarantee success. Get distracted easily, and when you wake up at 5 or like 4, the world is still sleeping, so I feel like I'm in my own bubble and I can get so much more done. I journal, I get grounded, I get my thoughts straight before the chaos starts, and I feel like I have more of the day to myself later when it's actually laid out, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. So when I get my editing and all the stuff done in the morning, I'm like, okay, I don't have to be tied down to my work, I'm free. And that's how I wake up early. And if you haven't tried it, it all starts with a bedtime routine the night before, so I would highly recommend you start going to bed earlier, y'all. Like, I know there's, if you work a job and you don't get home until a certain time, you still need time to like clean and do your stuff, but sometimes you don't realize how much time you waste watching TV or going on your phone and just mindless scrolling. That can really go to sleep instead. But yeah, I'm gonna make some food because I'm really hungry, and I guess I ate at like 5 or 6 a.m. so it's time to eat again. I might get a Brazilian today. The reason why I did grab the camera is because we're doing a supplements unboxing haul. Yay! Okay, so here's the deal. You guys don't need supplements, and if anyone convinces you that you need them, they're trying to scam you and make money out of you. Think of it as a supplement. It's not necessary for survival or your specific goals, but it helps. So if you have the financial means to invest in supplements and you want to take it to the next level, supplements are your bestie. We have a really big box from Transparent Labs, and their featured product for this month is protein bars. So here's my stance with protein bars. Do not rely on them to get your protein in. Only use them if you're always on the go or you struggle with hitting your protein in, and watch the ingredients in your protein bars. A lot of them are just junk and they make you feel like shit, and they're super processed, and it doesn't sit well with me, and they just taste like fucking Play-Doh. So we're gonna be trying these protein bars. I got a stim-free pre-workout. I like to use a stim-free pre-workout because I don't like a shit ton of caffeine. It makes me really jittery. I like to also save it for my matcha. Like, there's little routines or rituals I like to do, and I don't want to skip my matcha for the sake of pre-workout. Regardless of the caffeine, pre-workout has other benefits like more blood flow, and it has, I don't know what the molecule, like the chemical's called. Why did I say it? Cold. I don't know what the chemical's called, but it gives you like the itches. So if you're feeling lazy, you're forced to, you know, get the fuck up and get your work done. This actually, honestly, when people ask me, how did you work out in your basement at 5-6 a.m. back in COVID, it was actually pre-workout that got me up every morning. But the one I was using, I'm pretty sure it was causing me to break out really bad, but I was kind of just like not even paying attention to how I was feeling back then. But it's a different story now. We're just more mindful of what we're putting into our bodies, okay? You have to be more mindful of what's in your supplements. And once you actually start being more mindful about what the government is putting in your food, most things you're gonna look at and be like, I shouldn't even be eating that. Like, I got a multivitamin because I think most of us are vitamin deficient, or most vitamins. I got, ooh, okay, so I'm the most excited about this body recomposition supplement. So it says body recomp, but it really is just a fat burner. Here's the thing with fat burners, they're not a miracle. Eating a fat burner, taking fat burners is not going to magically burn fat. Fat burners, what they do is they reduce your cravings, and they do say it increases your metabolism, because in the end you want to create a caloric deficit. What most people struggle with is overeating or eating too much. So if you struggle with a lot of cravings, you have a hard time sticking to your deficit, this will reduce those cravings and you'll have less of an appetite, which makes it easier to stick to your deficit, and that's how you achieve body composition and lose fat. So this is not a miracle, but use it wisely. They have a box inside of a box. Oh wow, wow, I feel so special. We have greens, vitamin D and K2. I'm not gonna pretend like I know exactly what this does, but I know like most people are vitamin D deficient and vitamin K deficient apparently. Oh, they also gave me portable prebiotics. That's so exciting. I love that. And I'm pretty sure this is, okay, wait. I love this. Hold up. I have to take a picture for the Insta. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Oh wow, look at all these supplements. I'm so hungry. Let's try the protein bars. The peanut butter almond crunch is the new flavor, so I'm gonna try this one first. It does have like 270 calories per protein bar, which is on the higher end, but again, hot girls grow, not shrink. Don't be scared of food. And it has 15 grams of grass-fed protein, so is it organic? I mean, it's really hard to come across grass-fed milk even, so the fact that it's grass-fed protein says a lot. It actually just tastes like straight up almond butter. It does not taste like Play-Doh. The ingredients are so nice. You can actually read them. We have peanut butter, almond butter, dates, grass-fed whey protein, tapioca syrup, honey, egg white protein, pumpkin seeds, coconut oil, and sea salt. So simple, we love it. What the fuck is this? Oh, it has a cover. I always wondered why they never come with covers. I love this. And I think you just have to like charge it with no batteries. Oh my gosh, I hate batteries, y'all. I'm so excited now. Wow. I just had that protein bar as a snack, but I'm boiling some eggs as well. I'm just a real egg lover. Like I would even put salt, pepper, have them clean like that. They just taste so good. So I'm clearing out my old supplements. Like I'm not gonna throw them out. But I used to work with Legion and I just switched to Transparent Labs. Nothing against Legion, amazing company. Transparent Labs vegan protein sits better with my tummy. I felt like the Legion protein. It was good ingredients and everything, but I think something was off with it. That was so bloated when I used their protein powder, and I use the Transparent Labs and I feel so much better. And Transparent Lab is grass-fed, organic, clean ingredients, and their protein bars taste so much better. I'm just being honest, like I'm not trying to compare and sell the new brand, but there's a reason why I switched. Because if I'm being completely honest, oh, there's a bee that just came into my place. Well, okay, how do I get this shit out? If I'm being completely honest, low-key, I was getting paid more by Legion, but it wasn't like an incentive enough for me to stay with that supplement company. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people you follow are actually promoting supplement companies because they're getting big. And there's certain companies out there who pay their athletes to get promoted, because if I'm being honest, their supplements are actually shit. They do need to invest in a lot of marketing to sell those supplements, but if you really look at the supplement itself, it's not even good quality. So just use your discernment when it comes to, you know, buying your supplements and who's trying to sell. And let's just organize this cabinet. I feel like I'm just having way too many thoughts today. I'm sorry. You guys have to witness this. Aside from the ones I just talked about, if there's like more supplements you should be taking, I would say definitely protein powder. If you struggle with hitting your protein, you don't need it though. And creatine. If you want to build that fat ass, creatine is your bestie, because creatine helps you push harder in the gym. It's the most studied supplement out there. Creatine already exists in your muscles, but if you have more of it, your workouts are going to feel easier, you're going to feel stronger, you're going to recover faster, and your booty's going to get fatter. Hydration electrolytes. If you're a runner, I would recommend taking electrolytes for sure. Protein bars. If you're always on the go and you struggle with hitting your protein and you want a good healthy snack, protein bars I would recommend. Greens are for gut health, obviously not needed, but what these provide is some prebiotics, which I think is what comes before the actual, wait, is it like the food for the good gut bacteria? I need to do some more research on this, but it has fiber in it, so fiber does help with digestion, but honestly, digestion, I don't know how to say it, but honestly, just eat leafy greens, eat your veggies, and you won't eat greens. But if you want to get fancy and you're a picky toddler who doesn't like the taste of your broccoli and spinach, you can take your greens that taste like pineapple coconut. I swear they always pick the most obnoxious music when they put you on hold. Holy shit. I'm trying to call Rogers. I've been trying to call them for the last 3 days, and every time it's like, oh, we're having way too many calls, or like higher than expected demand, and then every time I'm like, okay, how do I talk to someone? Because I'm getting charged for something I don't want to get charged for. Look at all the pills. And this isn't even all of them. Oh my god, I'm so excited to try this. Wait, I want to make it aesthetic and everything, because even the music fits the vibe, you know? Oh my god. I'm gonna fucking cry. No. I even have to buy a new chair. Like, I don't think this is gonna survive the catastrophe that just happened. I have been scrubbing for a while, and I think compared to it's still really green. Oh my god. What if I just paint the other one green? I feel like it kind of looks like it's on purpose, you know, like add like a little accent of green over there. Anyways, I tried my best. I might just end up buying a new one, or honestly, like, as long as you can still sit on it, doesn't matter. So I cleaned it up, but I'm actually traumatized, because every time I grab that, I'm just gonna be so scared now. I'm traumatized. Okay, now I'm just like, fuck the greens, but I already went through so much. I'm gonna give it one more try. You know what? This will be such a good ad for that stain remover, and I only got it because I was like, you know what? Everything I have is really light. Might as well have like a backup plan, and then this happened. I didn't think it was gonna be this bad. I'm really proud of myself for not crashing out after that happened, because you know, like when you're already just feeling down and trying to be okay, and then one thing happens, you just start spiraling. That's what was happening to me. But I think, yeah, I just really let out all that tension and anger on that chair, and I was rubbing it for like an hour now, I swear to god, and I was on the phone with the Rogers guy at the same time, rubbing and trying to figure out why the fuck they're charging me for the modem. Anyway, it's okay, you just gotta embrace the chaos. Embrace the chaos. You know what, I wasn't gonna work out, but after that happened, I need a workout to let my anger out. Holy fuck, that was so stressful. And these greens are actually a menace. Oh my god. Yum. What? How does that even happen? Oh my god. I think I'm gonna crash out. Even though avocados are not even cooperating with me today. Yeah, we're just having some avocado egg salmon toast and some fruit. Slay. Loki had a feeling it was gonna be chaotic, because I did have to go on a walk to clear my head because I was feeling so chaotic, and even Jenna did not wake up feeling the best. So we're not gonna be doing our content sesh today, because honestly, when it comes to content, I don't like to force it. I like to put out my genuine energy, and when I'm feeling really down, I like to respect that and just keep to myself instead of giving out more energy to content, because content is really draining sometimes. Like, I know I'm just talking to the camera now, but it's different. It feels like therapy. Whoops. Today is just kind of like a rest recharge day, to be honest. Well, this was supposed to be a morning vlog. It's already 1, so we're over time. Yeah, that was a little chaotic, but I know you guys want more, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye, I love you.